I don't know if this deck is going to be as good as we think it is. Let's run through a Kindred Elves deck in the standard format that's coming with Foundations, test a couple games, see if it's okay. Now, I don't have the same nostalgia factor I feel like a lot of people do. I'm seeing all the articles, Channel Fireball, Cool Stuff Inc., TCG Infinite. Everyone's writing about Kindred Elves because you're going to have Llanowar Elves, huge turns, turn 3, but who knows? I don't have the nostalgia, so I'm a little bit skeptical. And again, I could be completely wrong. This could be one of the worst takes you will see on YouTube today. If you're new here, I've been playing this game for like a year. I started with LCI because I wanted to play Universes Beyond Fallout. I fell in love with the game, mainly play Standard and Pioneer. I'm very average skill level, so be nice to me in the comments if you hate this deck. Starting off with our creatures, we will actually kick it off with a Planeswalker, Tyvar. There's a couple of him in this deck, but this card is not that great, but it's going to untap creatures, which will then turn into the Archdruid, but we'll get to that later. Not really going to use it for the -2 ability. It's kind of okay, but not really. Mill 3 cards and then bring something back into your hand. Or no, excuse me. Bring something back into the battlefield. So you can keep milling stuff and there's something good. You could throw another Llanowar Elf out there. Whatever. It's only 2 or less. Most of these are greater than 2. So yeah, that's what we're going to do with him. And then we go to the Archdruid, which is a little bit better. This is other elf you control get +1/+1, also a mana dork. This is awesome. You can play this on turn 2 if you get a Llanowar Elf on turn 1. Also, it has a mana ability, which is going to work with the Belrose. We'll get to that one later. Everyone knows this card. It's kind of been a staple for a while, and it's really good. You can't really fight spell it. Doesn't get cut down. Awesome card. I really dislike playing against it. It's also going to destroy the enchantment. So this is often going to get down, hopefully on turn 3. I feel like if you're playing blue-black, you have to play this on turn 3 because it's going to counter the Annex when that comes down. So, pretty good. And then we got the Visionary. Other elves you control get +1/+1, just like this. So our Llanowar Elf is now a 3/3 if both of these are somehow on the board, which is possible with all the ramp that we have. And again, whenever you cast an elf spell, you can pay an additional mana, well, green, and then you can do that, you can draw a card. Llanowar Elves, again, needs no introduction. The original mana dork is what I hear. I mean, I wasn't playing when it came out. This card, I don't know if this actually makes the final deck, but it's in here now. Landfall, the first time you can add another mana of any color. So if something plays, you can add a green, and then you can trigger this off of it just to draw cards. Was kind of my thought process in putting it in the deck. The other thing, if it happens twice in one turn, then you can reveal cards until you get an elf or an elemental card and put that into your hand. So this is going to help just draw cards in grindier matchups, maybe against white-blue, if you're going to get Farewelled, or what's the one, Temporary Lockdown. The Tyvar, the Bellichouse. Wow, I said Belrose. That was wrong. This, both are going to be helpful. The first text line is going to be nice because whenever one or more elves you control attack, they're all going to gain Death Touch until end of turn. So if you need to swing with something that may die, yeah, I mean, the other thing can die too. It's going to be great against I think about this one going up against, again, the Demons deck, because that deck lives rent-free in my head right now. But you could take down the 6/6 Demon or the Doomsday Executioner. What is that, a 7/7, 8/8? I don't know, it's huge, but it has the oil counters on it. Secondly, the mana ability. We have 2 mana abilities here. Whenever a mana ability of a creature resolves, put a number of +1/1 counters on it equal to the amount of mana this creature produced. And that is going to work right here. You can tap this, you can untap it again, and I don't know, there goes 3, 6 count, 3, maybe even 6 counters, 4, maybe 8 counters, who knows? But I see this, that, and that working together to win the game. Tyvar the Pummeler. Lastly is just going to tap another untapped creature you control, and then this is going to gain indestructible till end of turn, and then you tap it. So it's really good against removal. Again, the blue-black deck is in my head. And then if you do want to use that ability, creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power amongst creatures you control. I don't see that being crazy, but again, you could use that with the Bellichouse and put all of your tokens on something, and then use that if somehow you're going to be able to tap that twice to trigger a mana ability to get the tokens, and then untap it with Tyvar, and then get this with the other Tyvar, and then pay 5. So that might be tough to do, but it is possible. Onto the instants and sorcery or enchantments. These could be bad, but this is what I put just for some early game control if it's needed. So we got Cut Down, Go for the Throat, Snakeskin Veil, and Tribute to the World Tree. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card of its powers 3 or greater. Otherwise, put 2 1/1 counters on it. So if you have this down, you play a Llanowar Elf, it's a 3/3. If you have Archdruid or the other card, the Leaf Crown, it's a 5/5. So, I mean, that's pretty solid. Lands, nothing too crazy. Blooming Marsh, Cavern of Souls in case we're playing some sort of control deck. Forest, Llanowar Waste, 3-tree city, and then the creature type is going to be elf. Only 2 copies. I don't know if it's going to be good enough, but we'll see. The cards that I'm considering, again, Cautious Survivor, because you can tap this with Tyvar. And yeah, I mean, it's expensive. That's a 3-drop. This is a 4-drop, but then you can just gain life. Another Mana Dork. I don't think another Mana Dork is needed, but then you can again untap stuff to trigger more stuff. So you could tap something and then get the mana from Llanowar Elves to play something again, and then tap this one, add more mana. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be good. And then Innkeeper's Talent if you need it. I don't know if you need more counters, because you can put a lot of counters on stuff with one of the Tyvar cards, and then everything with counters on it can just have board 1. So I do see that working. Maybe you could slot that in instead of some removal. But that so far is the deck list that I'm running with. We're just going to fling stuff out onto the battlefield as fast as possible. Let's go down here and let's play test. We are going to play a Cavern of Souls and tap it for a Llanowar Elf. And let's go to our next turn. What do we want to do here? We can right away play, I mean, it doesn't really matter. We can play a blot. Nope, we can't play that. We do have to play another Cavern. So we can tap here, and tap here. And then we can play. And you can see that, oh, nope, I got to move my head. We got to move my head here quick. We got to move my head. And we can play the Archdruid. So now all elves are +1/+1, and we can go to our next turn. This is the 2-drop. Yep, so we got 2 more lands. We have 4 mana to play with right now. And let's play this. No, we're just gonna play it safe. Nope, we can't play that one. No, that's a misplay. What am I doing? This is, yeah, so obviously we got some issues here. Green, black, yep, elf, done. This is, and then we'll swing here. Swing here for 2. Opponent down. Next turn. We got another swamp. We got 5 mana to play with right now. We don't have 3 green, which is going to be tough here. So we can play this again. And this is whenever you cast an elf spell, you can pay that to draw a card. So again, we're just going to go here and here, actually. And then we're not going to play that. But then from here, this is now a 3/3, 3/3, and a... So let's just go swing for 2, 3, and then this is 6, 7 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then down to 6. Next turn, can't really do anything, but we would swing again. And that's 3, 3, 7. That's it. That's pretty good. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this deck is good. Again, another hot start here. We don't have really anything. We'll play a Cavern. And nope, we'd play this tapped and pass. Next turn. We do have a Forest here. And we can't do anything. And then we would go next. So not a great start here. Cavern. And then we got the Elvish Archdruid. Okay. And now we can play this. So then we can play a land, trigger landfall. Now we have an extra mana we can't even use it, but we can swing for 2. This is not as good as before. Snakeskin Veil if we need to protect anything, and we can play this again, and then we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and pay the cost of Tyvar the Bellichouse. And now if we attack with these 2, they both have Death Touch, so we'll say we hit for 5. Okay, we're not doing that great this game. We got 6 mana now. Let's say they try to remove something. We'll tap our green for the Snakeskin Veil just to try to make it interesting. We got this. And we can swing here. So that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, they're pretty cooked. So maybe this is kind of good. But, I mean, who knows? I can't really identify a good deck or a bad deck, but it does seem strong. You can fling stuff on the board fast, but it's just going to be how we can manage the board state and protect it. But it's easy to fling stuff and then ramp and play early stuff, and play good stuff early. So let me know what your thoughts are. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.